Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Haven Cottage Event Center, okay? It is opening in spring. That is right around the corner. And that is a perfect time to host any kind of small to medium-sized occasions. What do you want? Business? Receptions? Art? Whatever it is, just call, send an email, and I bet your event is going to be approved. The phone number and email is all in the description down below. Haven Cottage Event Center. Enjoy the high notes of life the right way.
One more podcast. It is time for another one. One more podcast.
You don't know that.
We can ask.
Oh, what day is it today? Oh shit!
29th.
We need to go and tell that guy. I totally forgot
yesterday. Yeah.
Oh god.
You didn't even knock or say.
I know. Yeah, and I was going to. I was planning on
and
knocking.
I bring my guitar.
Fuck. Do you think it'd be worth going down and apologizing and stuff?
You can, yeah.
Will you come with me?
No.
Come on, Blake. I can't go down there by myself.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
He came up here all by himself, so you can go down there all by yourself.
Yeah,
you don't need.
He doesn't have a cool friend that will go with him.
And you do?
Apparently not.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
No, I'm not going right now.
Why not?
It's fucking 10:30.
He was awake at 2 a.m. or whatever.
Which was when? What day?
Monday.
That was on a Monday.
No.
And no, it wasn't.
He said he works late. That's why the days.
Let's do it tomorrow, and you can go right after
Can
work.
I just write him a note?
Yeah, if you put your email on there or something.
And it's true. Be like, hey.
That way you can actually plan shit out and
instead of just bailing. Because now he probably thinks I'm an asshole.
Oh yeah. I don't know what he's thinking. He might. Yeah.
I mean, granted, he didn't knock on my door. He
didn't.
He didn't be like, "Excuse me, sir. We had a."
Do you remember that you were supposed to teach me to play guitar?
Yeah, I bought a guitar, and he bought a guitar. God,
I'm interested in what guitar he has.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I just wish that whole interaction never happened.
Why? You don't want to share your
No, it's just
your artistic vision with music?
It's just an extra thing that I have to do, and it's like.
But then you should have said no.
Now
you got expectations
he was
high, and you try to funnel me in because you didn't want to do it. You're like, oh hey Blake, you're gonna teach us random dude how to play guitar.
Because is that how I sound like? Hey Blake, you're gonna have to teach this random dude how to play guitar. No,
You sounded like that there.
I mean, yeah, maybe. No, but hold on. Okay, here's what happened.
I hope he's not listening.
Who knows? He's like, hey, you damn bastards.
Heard you're on your podcaster. And,
I heard it on the radios. And, no, that's mean. That's really mean. Anyways, here's what happened. He was like, hey. Oh, first he was like, and then I was like, hey. Well, no, first I went.
Were we being too loud?
No, well, no. Okay, hold on, start over. It goes,
oh my god.
Hey.
Is this Scooby-Doo?
Just for the people
Sure.
Okay, now I have to start over. Those are the locks. That's the door handle. Open the door. I see this man. I say, hello. And he says, hello. And I say, are we being too loud? And he's like, oh, no. Like, he was being really nice. And I was like, oh, no, it's not that. I just remember you put guitar sounds coming from your apartment. And I was like, yep, it's not me, it's Blake. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I've been meaning to get into guitar. And so, can you teach me? And I was like, because, I mean, I'm not going to tell this man who has a dream to play guitar, no. Who might have be like that?
Well, here's what you should have said is, I don't know. I can ask Blake if he wants to teach you. I can maybe show you a couple of things. And if you want to get out of it, just say, but here's these guys on YouTube called Guitar Jams or Marty Music. And they'll teach you anything and everything about guitar that you want to know.
Yeah, but.
And they're a lot better teachers than I am.
That's not true. I'm a great teacher.
Really, because you forgot your first lesson with this man.
Well, I didn't forget. More as
You
I
chose
was in
not to.
No. I saw Ready Player One yesterday. So, wow. So he probably could have knocked on my door.
Mm-hmm.
I was gone. I was literally from. I think I was gone. I left around 6:30ish or so.
Oh, he definitely knocked for sure.
Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah.
And I didn't get home until like
You need to go down
1:30 in the
tomorrow
morning.
and apologize and say,
Hey,
come on up. I'll show you my guitar.
No, I'll go down to him.
Okay, with your guitar?
Sure. I don't want him in my apartment.
Okay.
What, would you like to have a stranger in your house?
It's not a stranger. We've met before.
On
And he wants to play
very
guitar.
negative circumstances.
He asked you if he wanted to play guitar. How's that negative?
No. I'm saying previously. Our previous interactions.
Was it negative? I didn't think it was negative.
He was like, you guys need to shut the heck up.
He did not say that. That's
okay,
ridiculous.
he said, could you guys keep it down?
Yeah.
That's
And we asked
negative.
him what. That's not negative. He asked very politely, and we introduced ourselves with our names.
It's confrontation and like
Bless your heart. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry, I was a butthole and I totally forgot. I said yes to a thing that I didn't. Because here's my problem, Blake.
Okay.
I say yes to things.
You're a yes man.
Well, not necessarily that, but if it coincides
say yes to stuff you don't want to do.
well, sort of, but like it's more of the scheduling, where you'll say, "Hey, Yuval, you want to do something on Tuesday?" And I'll say, "Okay, Blake." And then like a couple days later, "Oh crap! I already told the Joe Blow that I was gonna do drugs with him on Tuesday or whatever." And then
cool.
And then it's like now I have this conflict. Like literally, I've been dealing with this since probably like my freshman year of high school, with these conflicts of friends. I say yes to you. Well, not even friends, family, work,
you say
school,
yes to
whatever.
somebody, and you say yes to another person.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, shit.
And then I'm like, well, can I reschedule or do I just not do anything about like, and I try and write things down on my calendar. I really do, but then. And there are some people that are like, oh, well, what are your plans for this week or whatever? Or like, when do you have a day free? And I'm like, I don't know. I know I've told people I want to do stuff, and I know I have things planned, and I know I have other responsibilities. I don't know. And then they're like, that's not good enough. And I'm like, well, excuse you. And then they're like, thank you. And then
that's usually how those encounters go down.
Exactly. So I don't know. Do you have that problem, Blake?
Sometimes. And it's usually because like I'll make plans with Brittany and then Matt will come into town for like a weekend, and it's like I won't blow Brittany off, but I'll say, hey, Matt's gonna join us.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't.
I think that's different. I think that's a different situation, just because it's like, Matt comes into town and it's like he's only here for these number of days, whereas it's like I know this person and this person and this person are all within a reasonable drive, and then let's make plans, and then whoop-de-doo, I brain farted and I didn't remember anything, and then that's the internal stress that I have, where it's like, okay, now I have to have a conflict with this guy, and I have to go downstairs and I have to say, I'm sorry, I forgot.
You're immediately making it negative,
whatever.
Though. Like, why make it? Just apologize. What's he gonna do?
Punch me in the face?
File charges and take his guitar.
I don't want to do that because he's a man who this apartment that I'm living in right now, this room, it was empty apparently for a really long time. Like,
and you ruined his mojo then.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So like, because remember like the weekend or whatever that we moved in, we had the little get together party, or maybe I don't remember. That was a while back. Golly, I've been here for a really long time.
Yeah, I wasn't invited to that one.
I'm pretty sure, like, you're always invited when I have an event. Jeez Louise, you don't have to be so pessimistic.
Sorry, every other podcast, it's Blake is less than a piece of plastic known as my Xbox, and now it's
Blake, you're
the best guy ever. You should teach this guy how to play guitar.
You're one of my most important friends. Gosh, Blake, why do you have to be so cynical about yourself? Anyways.
Low self-esteem.
Anyway, yeah, probably. I wonder who gave you that problem. So during the weekend thing, he was like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" or whatever. He was like out in the balcony. Yeah, you were there, Blake. Golly.
I know, and it wasn't negative at all.
Oh no, not at all. He's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm Bill Cosby." And I was like, hello, Mr. Cosby.
And then you woke up.
That's really bad. No, and so he was like, hey, your apartment hasn't been lived in a
He
really
sounds
long
much more
time.
like Pee Wee Herman than he
What?
does.
It doesn't
Yes,
sound
Bill
like
Cosby.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yes, it does.
No, Pee Wee Herman kind of sounds like this.
Oh, sorry. Fine, Muddy Waters, whoever you want
I
to
don't know
choose.
who's Muddy Waters.
He's the blues.
I'm
Never
Muddy
mind.
Waters.
Never mind, you don't know.
Anyways, so more of the story. He lived a life with no one above his roof, and he didn't have to deal with the art of the stomping feet.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I feel like that I've kind of made my space here, and now it's like he gets upset sometimes, and then it's like it just feels weird.
Yeah.
And it'll always be like that forever because
you're not going to move ever.
Well,
he's not going to move ever.
I mean, I would like to move, but I'm still in my lease, so it's not like I can just. Excuse me, apartment complex. I'd like to.
I mean,
leave.
you could. You just have to pay your rent, and you wouldn't get your deposit back.
Pay my rent for the month.
No, for the rest of your lease.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
I'm just saying.
That's like
you
$5 billion. Do you know how much a month I pay for this?
$1 billion?
No, $250 million.
Oh shit!
That
is a certain amount of money.
That is a number of money. Have not specifically a range, but a number. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird, and I know we've already had this conversation before, but like the neighbors, it's weird for me, and it's just like. Because even then, like when we had we went to the cookout, barbecue, pool,
extravaganza
thing, day turns into night, cookout with meat, and then swimming, and then Hawaiian. Blake, do you remember that?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, so it was this thing on Saturday. Okay. That was Saturday, right?
Yeah, we met Malia and her boyfriend.
See, I don't even remember her name. I'm just so bad. Because the only other interaction I had with her was the time where she was knocking on the door, and I thought I was going to get robbed. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I figured I'd never talk to her ever again. And then we were, there it is. We're at the pool. We're all talking. And then you have a better memory than I do, because I just know that they had a dog, and the dog was adorable. Mm-hmm. So
he was a rescue.
Blake, do you memorize facts? Is that your thing?
No. I mean, sometimes. Depends on the facts, I guess.
Like, what kind of facts do you... Like, are you, like, very much like, if someone tells you their name, you'll
sometimes.
Other times it's just kind of... Well, like, if you're at a party or something like that, and there's, like, 75 million people in it.
Sure.
And you're like, wow, this is definitely not... this is a high fire hazard, and this is not up to code. And then you notice like some of their beams are like with mold and rotting, and you're like, "Wow, this is
really not safe.
This is not safe.
I feel uncomfortable."
But they have food and drinks here, so let's hang out here for a little bit.
Sure.
I'll put a camera in front of the house so I can see if there's any kind of structural movement while the party's going on, and then as I see more than 2-degree shift in the roof integrity, then I will.
You're making me sound more nervous than a Baghdad parking garage. Like it's okay.
No, I know. So, anyways, you go to this party. I'm just trying to set context here, Blake, because people don't really know who you are as a person, so I have to tell them.
Why don't we keep it that way?
No, I want everybody to know who you are so that you can get recognized at your job, and then they'll be like, "Hey, you're that guy that Yuval keeps on bitching to," and then you're like, "Yep, that's me.
That's me."
The vent
Hand
essentially.
out business cards
on your business card. The guy you've all bitches to. How you doing? But
with phone number, it says not necessary.
Not necessary. No. So you go to this party, and then there are people and stuff, and you're talking. Mm-hmm. How long do you have to talk to these people before you can memorize their name, or like put their name to memory?
Well, I'd have to have extended conversations with them. Like, I couldn't just walk up, like, and some girl walks up to me and it's like, "Hey, this is my boyfriend, Duke," or whatever, and I'm not...
Sure.
Like, Duke, I will never remember for the rest of my life.
That is a pretty bland name. No offense to any Dukes out there.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how extended the conversation is. and if I find you interesting or not.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you'll never know whether or not I find you interesting because I'm gonna be nice to you regardless.
Sure, but
But-
you internalize it and say, okay,
Yeah,
this was
like, oh, she has good taste in music. Oh, he likes the Texas Rangers or whatever.
right. But like if you have a conversation with a Toby, it's just like, God, shut up, and you'd forget his
Yeah,
name.
I'll be nice, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, I'd be mean to Toby.
No, I'd probably call him Tobes, and then I'll leave it at that, and then I'll go off and say, hey, I'm gonna go grab a beer. Do you want one? And then I'll come back with a beer, and then I'll try my best to bring him a girl so that I can leave the conversation. or
Wow,
whatever.
so you're just trying to people please.
No.
Well, you just like, okay, there's someone, you're at, no, new scenario. Here we
Okay.
go. So you walk into this house,
Uh-huh.
and it's a duplex, all right?
Okay.
And so you see that there are lights on and off throughout the house, and there's a toilet keeps on flushing. And so you recognize that the pipes are leaking, and there's more structural damage in,
Yes.
in the plumbing. And so that's in the
And
back
I
of your
get
mind.
nervous.
You do. And so
Right.
you're on your feet. And so you're checking the water level of the house because it's
Uh-huh.
slowly rising.
Oh yeah.
So you just see puddles here and there, but then like 20 minutes later, you see like more puddles and bigger puddles.
Right.
And so you're keeping that in the back of your head. 'Cause
Logging
you need,
it up. Yeah.
You need to know when to move upstairs and then
Right.
jump out of the house and
Mhm.
escape,
Of
so
course,
that you
yeah.
don't get your feet wet. Because that's
know where all the electrical appliances are. So
exactly.
I don't,
And
maybe
then
put on rubber
all
boots.
exit. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And you get one of those fisherman thingies where it's like the
Waiters. Yeah.
what are they called? Waiters.
Waiters. Yeah.
Like, hello, my name is John. I'll be your waiter today.
Sure. Or waiters, like with a D. That
Waiters.
Wade in the water. Yeah.
Hello, my name is John, spelled with a D, and I'll be your waiter today.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Wait, no, but hold on. Those are they're like the overalls, but
Mhm.
like the
Mhm.
rubber or
Mhm.
whatever they're called. Okay, all right, cool. Just make sure. Okay, so yeah, so you come to this party and you have boots and waders on
Right. I don't know why I'm invited if I'm wearing waiters, but okay.
because it's a waiters party.
shit.
It's
That
everybody.
explains the water.
There you go. So, anyways, but you're nervous because you don't know how to swim. So, you meet this person. Okay, the most socially awkward,
Mhm.
purposefully weird, very just overall annoying person, kind of like me, but like it's not funny. It's
Okay.
like it's just it's a little over the top, and you're just kind of like,
Wow.
yeah, exactly, right. You would never laugh at anything that they say, and they're purposefully just trying to get a rise out of you without like that
Okay.
kind of jokey sense.
Yeah.
You're going to be nice to this person, or you're going to like minimize contact, and then because like for me, I'm okay with just leaving the conversation. Like if we're if we're talking or whatever, obviously I'm not going to leave mid sentence or anything like that. But if it's like, oh, here's just not even a natural pause in the conversation, but just a pause where you're either
You're gone.
thinking of what to say next, or like
Hey, it
you
was nice to meet you.
take
And
a
you
sip.
walk off.
Oh,
You walk away. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So-
See, no, I don't do that.
Why?
I don't know. Just being nice.
Well, I'm nice and stuff too, but or like sometimes what I'll do is I'll like look around, and then even if I don't know the person, oh hey, like point to somebody else and then wave, and then like, oh okay, all right, bye or whatever, and then I'm not
Oh
like
wow.
yeah.
It's kind of abrupt.
Does that make me a butthole?
No, it's just who you
I just-
are. You
it's-
don't like to socialize.
Well, but that's the thing though. I love socializing, and I love just being.
Clearly.
Well, okay, hold on a second. I love just putting myself out there and being in that weird situation. Like, whatever, a million years ago, when we went to Two Brothers or whatever,
Mhm.
and we were in that social group. Sure, there wasn't like a packed bar, restaurant thing, whatever, but there was still people there. I loved going on stage and just like, singing our hearts out and
Right,
stuff like
but
that.
that's different than one-on-one conversation. So like,
Okay.
so if like we were to walk in, we go to a house party or whatever, and we're walking and talking to people.
Do we know the person hosting it, or are we
Yeah.
going a friend from a friend?
No, we know who's hosting.
Okay,
it.
all right. Is he your friend or my friend?
Let's go, my friend.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Setting the stage. Got it.
right. And there's some weird dude that it just kind of sits in the corner and drinks his beer.
Sure.
If I don't have to walk up to him, I won't. But if I'm asked, whoever my friend is,
Uh-huh.
let's say it's Matt's house,
Okay.
and I'm like, hey, who's that dude in the corner? And he says, oh, that's Keith, and he goes to UT Tyler with me, and he studies, martial arts poetry or something like that. I'm gonna be like, huh, that's interesting. And are you guys tired or whatever? And he's like, yeah, we're friends or whatever. He's here to have a good time. And I'm like, okay, cool. I will walk up and just say, hey, what's going on? I'm Blake. Because I don't want to see somebody have a bad time.
Well, but as long as you don't lock eyes and you just like, if you notice him and then he's looking somewhere else and then he looks at you but you're looking somewhere else, then you don't have to talk to him.
What if I do? Like, what if he has something? What if he's secretly funny, and he matches my? What if he likes the same kind of music? What if he loves movies? What if he is a history buff? Like, what if he likes to talk about hunting or whatever? I have no idea until I get the chance to walk up to him.
But you're at a party with other people that you have friends there, so why not socialize with your friends and not try and make new friends?
I'm not trying to make new friends.
But you're talking to Keith?
Yeah, because,
and then he's going to ask for your phone number, and then he's going to...
And I'm going to say politely, nah, man, I really don't give out my phone number that much.
Really? Mm-hmm. I will give... And that's why I try and
You'd rather give out your phone number to somebody you just met versus, hey, it was nice to meet you, and walk away.
But you see, the thing is, though, I'll avoid those situations, so I pick and choose... Oh, Keith looks, he's got his Dracula trench coat on thing, and he's got, like, whatever kind of 80s post-apocalyptic punk mohawk thing going on.
I'm definitely talking to dude.
Really?
Yes. If he's got an 80s punk mohawk and a Dracula cape, I want to know what the hell this dude is about.
I would avoid
I'm
that.
so curious now.
What if he's like, what if he talks like this?
That's fine.
Blake. Hey, dude.
So let's play this out. You're sitting in the corner.
My name's Keith. I lick kittens.
You lick kittens or you like kittens?
No, I lick them because I'm mama cat and I have to clean them.
You got a weird sense of humor, dude. I dig it. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking frog blood.
That sounds a lot like Keystone. I'll be right back then.
You would not react like that.
I swear to God.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What if he's like, I'm going to stab someone at this party tonight?
I'm going to immediately tell him, all right, man, you need to relax. You touch anybody in here like that, then me and Matt are going to have to take it.
All right, well, then I guess I'm stabbing you first.
Fucking try it.
Oh, I don't like
this. Bow the fuck up. Fucking try it.
This is too aggressive. I don't like it. I take it back.
Give me back my beer.
No, I already shoved it in my butt.
You can have it.
All right,
Don't fucking touch me.
What if I want to pat you on the head because I'm mama cat?
Don't touch me.
Hey, Blake. Hey, Blake, what's your phone number?
I really don't give my phone number.
That's
man.
a lie.
I really don't. You can ask Matt. Matt's over there. You know Matt.
Hey, Matt. What's his phone number? Hey,
and you want to know what Matt would say? His phone number.
Hey, Vol, what's Blake's phone number? Oh, here you go, Keith. There's his phone.
And then you wake up.
Then I wake up. No. I don't know. I just feel like that whole thing, why go through the trouble and effort?
Because you don't know if somebody's a fucking weirdo you won't get along with until you know. But until you at least be nice and genuine and walk up like, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Okay. I think it's different from if they come up to you and kind of the quote unquote weird guy or the strange person or the socially I get it. I'm weird. I know people who are socially awkward. I'm very close with just some people who just don't get it. Like, that's totally fine. I have no problem with that. It's just in a situation because, well, one, also it's just I built this friendship and, it's this trial and error and figuring out what works and blah, blah, blah and whatever. Now we are today. But if I'm at Bluegle's Richard's house and he has a party and it's in honor of Bluegle Richard because he graduated valedictorian or how do you say it?
I have no idea.
Valedictorian. I think that's how you say it.
I thought it was valedictorian.
Valedictorian. That sounds better. I like that one. All right. So he graduated. So it's all about a party about him. Obviously, there are going to be people that I don't know there. So if they're acting strange or whatever, then I'm not going to go up to them. But if they come up to me and say, "Oh, hey, how you doing? How are you?" I'm going to be nice. Obviously, number one rule is always be polite to people. But there's no reason. I just don't see the benefit of engaging this person.
That's fine.
But what is the benefit for you? Just to meet someone new?
Sure. Just it feels good to be nice. It feels good to meet new people.
Well, be nice to other people.
I am. Like, it's not like I'm taking time away from being nice to you so that I can go be nice to Keith.
Well, I mean, you kind of are. You're spending 10 minutes talking to Keith who's drinking frog blood, and instead now I'm like having to talk to his brother
Donald.
Thank you. I was going to say not a good word. That rhymes with Keith. Because, rhyming is the best. So, I have to talk to Donald, who's, like, really orange and stuff, and, like, you're making me do that, man.
You don't have to. You can walk up with me to go meet Keith.
That's scary.
Okay, so that's what we're getting down to. You're scared of social interactions with weird people.
Same thing with the whole downstairs neighbor. Same situation. If it's a confrontation, and I say confrontation not as an aggressive it's just a interaction between one person and another person. If it's something where, especially if it's new or we're in a new place and whatever, and I don't know this person and they look different and they smell different and they talk different and they're just different. I'll be polite.
Let's think about this, Yuval. All right. How did you meet me? What did you do?
Forced to work with you.
Okay, what did you do to meet me? Did you walk up and say, "Hey, my name is Yuval"? What did you do?
Okay, all right. I don't want this conversation that we had on air.
We don't have to.
No, I know.
You made.
I made a joke. Yes, but hold on. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Blake, here's the thing. Okay, so in this situation, this is a place that I will be for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
How long? Like 6 hours, 6, 7, 8 hours, 10, 12 hours. I don't know. They had child labor laws and stuff.
Right.
So if I'm going to be here, and instead of just going crazy and just talking to myself the entire time, or like making jokes with the older people, I'm going to try and find someone who's relatively my age. And that's a jump off point where, okay, I'm going to be working here, you're going to be working here. Well, let's see if we can start something new. Whereas in a party or like a business gathering or a thingy or in a convention or whatever it is, it's like, I'm never going to see you ever again. And if, Blake, you're not going to give me your phone number, then like, what the heck is the point? I can just talk with Better Blake, and then Better Blake will make jokes about whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Like, does that make sense?
I guess it's just a philosophy, like just different philosophies. Why do I really have any interest in talking to you?
But like, how did that start though for you? Because like, I mean, I'll
probably with working in restaurants, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I met a lot of interesting, cool people that I never would have met if it weren't for me just going up and introducing myself.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, do you stay in touch with these people at all, or is it just well? Okay, so then, all right, so then hold on, let me ask you this. Then is it the potential for something to blossom and grow in terms of a friendship or whatever, or connection in terms of the LinkedIn networking is the word that I'm looking for. Networking, whatever, job, blah, 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 whatever. The possibility, or is it the story that you're interested in more? Where it's like, oh, I remember when I worked at this place and I met this really interesting guy. He was born with a wooden leg, and he could fly, and so he...
you wouldn't be interested in that? Wouldn't you hate yourself for not introducing yourself to somebody with a wooden leg who can fucking fly?
Okay, well, first of all, you'd have to make the introduction because you have to be friends with him for a little bit before he can tell you that he flies.
Yeah, make an off-color joke about whether you think his leg is mahogany or birchwood or something like that.
That's pretty funny.
And then you're off to the races.
Well, but you see... But in what situation? If you're meeting this in the workplace and you're doing it because you have to, you would talk to this person because of your work, then that's something different than being in a social situation.
That's fair, but like I already keep my circle small, and so it's not like these people that I'm meeting, I'm gonna be, extended, best buddies with or whatever. Like it really comes down to wanting people to have a good time and not minding a couple of awkward occurrences in order
Sure.
to have fun.
Well, okay, so
I have fun when other people have fun,
hmm
and so
No, I mean that's a great philosophy to have. But like, okay, so and I don't know if because you've disbarred yourself from social media
Mhm.
and you just hate everything about it.
Mhm.
And I guess this is a reason why you disbar yourself from social
Mhm.
media. But before you disbarred yourself from social media,
Mhm.
did you ever have an instance where you met someone and it was just whatever, like it was just you had a conversation, it wasn't like, oh, you're super interesting, or oh wow, this is really cool, you're chill, blah 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 blah, just a run of the mill whatever, you meet at the work or a social event or whatever, or through your friends, friends are all hanging out, and then you meet this person through a friend's friend or whatever it is. Have you ever had a situation where then that person then makes an active effort to be your friend?
Mhm.
Where they add you on Facebook, or they message you or something on through whatever, and they say, hey, this is me from the whatever.
Mhm.
See, that's happened to me before, and I hate it. It's like this. If I'm not prepared for the confrontation, if I'm not prepared for the, oh, you're gonna try and make a thing out of this, it totally puts me off. Like it's like, it's just like it for arguments and for presentations and for anything that takes preparation. That if you want this to be, if you want to win, essentially, I'm not saying you can win at a friendship, but if you want to successfully get what you want out of the situation, albeit not being this person's friend or doing well in an argument or whatever, I have to prepare for it. I have to like think about it, consider it, mull it over in my head, and then whether that takes 5 minutes or 10 days, whatever the situation might be, I need that. So if you're gonna if all of a sudden someone busts through the door and say, hey, I want to be your friend, I'm gonna go, okay, sure, because I can't think. I'm like, obviously I'm trying to be polite, and obviously the first thing that'll go to my head is like, okay, I don't want this guy to be more upset or mad or whatever, or do something that would make him upset in the theoretical situation that he busts through the door. So I'm going to say, okay, sure. And again, the situation where if someone walks up to me and then we're talking and I'm like, on my toes.
What if it was a girl?
Then it's still the same thing.
An attractive girl.
Well, it depends on the situation then. Like
You're at a house party and there's a cute girl in the corner that's a little bit off and a little bit weird, but she looks really good.
Okay, so that's different though, because
Why?
I'm not trying to sleep with guys, and I'm not to say I'm trying to sleep with women, but I'm trying to date someone. I'm trying to find someone. I'm trying to find a partner in life. So it's going to be a woman. So I think I would be more inclined to go up to say, okay,
What if she walked up to you and she just wasn't your type, though? Would you want a friend at least? What if she's really badass and digs Watsky and Muse and Eminem, and she's like, oh shit, you're so awesome. I love your taste in music, and oh my gosh,
then what's wrong with her?
Huh?
What's wrong with her then? She's just off-putting a little bit.
Yeah, she's she
not really.
She has an eye that faces one way and another eye that looks straight.
Okay, well, and just for disclaimer, I don't think we are shallow people. I think in the grand scheme of things, we can recognize beauty in the world, both in objects and in people. But I want to say the example that you gave, I don't think that would be too.
All right, fine.
No, I know, but I get what you're trying to get at. I get what you're trying to get at. So I think in this instance, I would still be like caught off guard, and if she walks up to me and I'm not prepared for the situation or what, yes, thank you, Blake. Thank you for the visual. I would give her, if she asked for my number or asked for, what's my Snapchat or whatever, I'd give it to her. And then I have to deal with the problem. I say problem, but like, is it really a problem? It's not really a problem. Then I have to deal with the confrontation of, this person's going to message me, and then, okay, how much
would I to look at?
Yes, that is one problem. But then it's also like, should I respond back, or what I'm going to do? Should I just not? Should I say, hey?
I think you're overthinking it. I really do.
But that's my problem, is if I underthink it, and because you're able to, like, on a whatever, hey, I don't give out my number. I can't do that, so I underthink, and then I overthink and overcomplicate things, and then that's why
Why don't you give out a fake number if you're never going to see this person again?
That's horrible, because if that ever happened to me, I would die. I would literally, my heart would stop beating, and I would pass out.
Wow.
Yep.
If you got
It's called
even from a dude.
It's called fake cardio syndrome number disease.
I think John Hopkins did a study on that. Yeah, I know exactly. What you're talking
like
about.
2 years ago, there was a sample size, and like apparently 5% of the population has this
suffers from cardiovascular
number disease.
Yeah,
Yep. Mhm.
where they just faint when they get the wrong number.
Exactly, and then like if not treated properly, you could die.
Wow.
Yep.
How are you alive then? You
no
treated
one,
properly?
No one has given me fake numbers.
Okay, so I guess it boils
and
down.
I do treat it properly. It's called eating crap and killing your liver.
And
Anyways,
drinking.
yes. Continue.
I guess it boils down to whether or not you give a shit, kind of. Like from a very basic standpoint, like somebody that's weird, I don't want to waste my time. I don't really give a shit. I've got what I need.
Mhm.
So why go off?
You got what I need.
There you go.
All right,
see?
sorry. Continue.
So
you say he's just okay.
I just don't mind.
Yeah, you. Sorry, continue. I just did build. No, I'm good. I got it out. I got to the raising the volume point. Continue. Sorry.
So I don't mind the possibility of an awkward situation that's easy to get out of 99% of the time, except for Keith, who wants to stab somebody at this house party. And
wait, so then real quick, I don't mean to interrupt, but if someone ever said they're going to do some kind of physical harm, would you be watching that person the entire night?
Yeah, I wouldn't leave their side.
Okay, all right, continue.
Why, are we going to a party soon? With
No, not at all. I'm just curious because like
don't need to be packing.
You said no, not at all. Well, I mean, do what you want if you've got the concealed carry, but I was just because you said you want everyone to have a good time, so it's like if someone.
No, I'd probably tell my buddy or whoever we're hanging out with, and I'd help, but I'd let them deal with it.
Okay, so then now my question is,
Okay.
how often are you the one taking responsibility for your friend group? If something happens,
99% of the time, though.
Why? Because like I feel like I'm kind of the same way, where it's just like I want to make sure that like I'll put myself out of the way to make sure that like people are safe or like we get to our destination or whatever happens. And so like I would rather drive, I would rather whatever, I would rather choose the thing or blah blah blah, or I won't drink or whatever it is. So but why is that, Blake?
Because in the grand scheme of things, what's one night of fun to make sure your friends are safe?
Well, but like, have you always been like that since childhood? Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's the philosophy that we will never agree on.
What's that one?
You rank the things that
are
okay. Important.
That's true.
So I don't. I have fun when other people have fun. It's just kind of. I dig the vibe. I dig the vibe of the room. When everyone else is, I can have a good time sober.
Sure.
Even when I'm, if versus when I'm drunk, like it's not a big deal. Because I know by the time whenever we get back from our location, that's my turn to get wasted. So
that's true.
I'll take advantage.
All right.
And it's one night. Like it's one night versus the potential to lose your friends from drunk driving or costing your friends $50 to get an Uber from uptown or whatever. Like it's not a big deal. I got you guys. Don't worry about it.
Cool. Noted. So I'm just gonna Uber.
Tread carefully, buddy.
No, okay. Well, so then I have a theoretical situation then.
Okay.
Because I'm curious. So you're at an airport.
Okay.
All right. You're going to fly to. You got free tickets from your the radio that you listen to, the sports radio station that you listen to. Yeah. You got a free ticket to fly out to see some European sports thing, and then. Because you won a contest.
Well, I'm not going if it's,
Really? You wouldn't go like a free European trip?
All expenses paid?
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, well then what's a better destination then?
If I don't have to pay for dick, fine.
All right, well what's a better American destination that you'd be willing to shell out a little cash for? But like the flight is paid for.
Flight's paid for, everything else is paid for. I'd like to go to, I'll probably like to go to Philadelphia.
All right. So you go to flight to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
To do something. I don't know.
Let's go exotic hunting trip to Montana.
Oh, okay. What exotic animals are in Montana?
So it's not exotic, but it's called trophy hunting, and it's
right.
If you look at a deer, that's usually it's not an 8-point, or a 12-point. It's like a 24-point deer.
Oh,
and
like
a guy takes you out, and you get to, it's called trophy hunting.
Oh, okay.
So when huge deer with huge antlers or moose with huge
and that's in Montana.
It's fine, Idaho or
Alaska.
Alaska.
Well, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not trying
you
to
can trophy hunt. Wherever there's
but like
big
Texas
game.
doesn't have big game.
It depends. Some of them are imported. So like the lease that my boss has taken me to hunt on, they bring in African deer and African gazelle, and they let them breed for a couple of years and they populate, and then you get to go hunt these, gazelle with 3-foot long, pointed antlers, and it's pretty cool to hunt. And usually they're more difficult to hunt, and so the pride kind of goes up.
Aware?
They're more elusive.
Oh, okay.
And they startle easily because they have to. Like some of the deer down on our lease, they don't care about people, and so they can just walk up to your feeder and you can shoot one and they won't run away.
I thought just real quick, the Louis C.K. bit about deer.
Deer fucking hate deer.
Hilarious.
Greatness.
Anyways, so
Montana for trophy hunting.
Okay,
Sure.
so you there. Okay, so all expenses paid trip going there.
Mhm.
You're at the airport.
Okay.
You're doing your thing. You check in or whatever, and you're in line, and then you're going through the scanner or whatever. And then as you're walking past the scanner and you're getting your stuff and you're packing up everything, you hear off in the distance, on the other side of the scanner, that someone is talking some kind of thing about a bomb. Okay.
I'm letting NSA know immediately.
Okay. You're not gonna try and take that into your hands?
No.
Why not?
Because that's not my job. It's not my responsibility to keep the public safe.
What
That's
if it
theirs.
was a house situation then, and someone
I'm at
was
my own
talking?
house?
No, like a party or whatever. Back to a party. This is the main.
Okay.
We will always
The
be at a
party.
party in this podcast. It's
Okay.
a party podcast. So you're at a party, and then you walk in the door. Probably a handful of people, but it probably 25% of people. 75% of it is just random people and stuff like that. So you're chatting and stuff, catching up with your friends and whatever, and then Keith is in the corner drinking his frog's blood and stuff like that.
Right.
And then out from the corner of your ear, you from outside you hear tussling and people are yelling and or not yelling, but they're saying some fighting words. So what are you doing about that?
I'm leaving it be. That ain't my business.
Well,
I'm making sure my friends aren't in it. I'll
right,
go
so
out there.
what if-
How about this? I'll make sure to go out, and if my friends aren't in it,
well, I'm not trying to make you do something. I'm just
no. I'm if I'm playing it out, I'm
Okay.
gonna walk outside.
What if it's your friend then getting to some fighting words?
Then I'll stick around, and if
Okay.
shit starts to go south, then I'll break it up. But sometimes guys just have to fight. I get it.
True. No, I agree. So what if your friend, super duper closest friend of since you
Let's
before
say
you
you're
were born?
Before I was born,
You
so
were friends before
me
you were
and him
born.
were high fiving in my dad's balls.
And yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I can't be the person here because I would never be in this situation. 'cause
Right,
I'm
you
too
wouldn't be
much-
in my dad's balls.
Well, no, I was just saying in this fighting situation.
Oh, okay.
Because I would.
Let's say it's Matt.
I would strictly avoid that, but way, way closer though. I know you guys are close, but I'm saying take that extra step, and then do
So my little brother.
7 more steps.
Let's say my little brother.
7 more steps from that.
Okay.
Your dog.
My twin.
No, okay, so sure, whatever. Your little brother.
All right.
So your little brother's getting into this tussle, and no physical altercations yet, but you notice clearly that your little brother is the aggressor, very much.
I'm gonna go up and tell him to calm the fuck down. I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
take him out of there.
you would
Yeah.
So
because I
before
know because one, the consequences for a fight nowadays is not the same it was when, back in the day, and it also depends on where we are.
Mhm.
If we're in somewhere in the city, I know the cops are going to be called.
what
But
if it's
we're-
out in the countryside or something?
Well, then sometimes somebody needs to get their ass whooped. I get it. It
Okay.
happens. It's a different culture, and I kind of like that culture anyway.
So
But if it's my little brother, then no, I'm gonna step in and say, hey, don't fucking do this. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so here it is. So
let's go drink at home.
Two people. One is your brother, and then one is some random person you don't even know. And you're in the house, so you hear the, hey, your mom, no, your mom, whatever.
Right.
So you like kind of, oh, well, that sounds like my brother. What's going on?
Trent.
Yeah, what's happening? So there's like an open window or something, and you see, so you're still in the house. So you see, and obviously from now you can see that your brother is the aggressor. He's just like, no, your mom is, obviously way more harsher words. And then before you can step outside to like tell him to stop, he like charges with a punch and then lands a punch, and then they start scuffling.
I'm gonna let it happen.
Oh, you're not gonna try and pull your brother off?
No.
Why?
It depends. If my little brother's kicking his ass, then I'm gonna pull him off.
And then what happens if obviously your brother started this fight, but then his buddy comes and tries to join in?
I'm whooping ass. You let two guys fight. You let two guys fight it out, but you don't jump in and try to fight the other dude.
Okay.
If that dude comes in, I'm immediately going. So
you're going for just that dude though. You're not trying to land some punches
because that's cheap.
Okay.
That's cheap.
All right.
And so I'm taking care of business at that point.
So what if it was a damsel in distress and there was some guy and he's like, your mom?
That dude's getting his nuts kicked.
So you don't even know the person. You don't know these people.
You don't do that to a girl.
Okay. So
unless the girl hit him first.
Well, what would happen if the girl hit him first? And then he's like,
your
mom.
Then she should be smart.
Oh, okay. So then you
at that point. So I look at it like this: whenever we were kids, and my little brother wanted to play with the big boys, we would play football.
Sure.
He would get hurt, and then he would run inside, and my mom or my dad would say, "That's what you're outside playing with grown men that want to play football. Like either go back out there and play harder, or stay inside. If you're a girl and you think
so
that if you're a girl and you think you're man enough to throw a punch and try to hurt somebody,
yeah,
I'm not saying I will punch you back because I won't. But
what if the guy just starts wailing on her?
And
you wouldn't try and pull the guy off?
I'd pull the guy off, but that's after he
after he lands a few solid punches. No, I mean I get it, equality and
you
stuff
want
like
equality,
that.
Then let's do this.
I don't know. I'm just trying to pick your
some
brain.
Some guys like the chivalry thing, like you should never hit a girl,
right?
But I don't subscribe to that kind of logic.
Why not?
Or sometimes I do.
Like holding a door open,
paying for the dates, just being respectful.
Mm-hmm.
But
once you cross the line,
it's coming from a place of mutual respect.
Okay.
And as soon as one party crosses that line,
it's donezo.
You need. That's why nobody should hit anybody for no reason unless they're causing physical harm to you in the first place. And I can't stand a cocky girl that thinks that she can hang around with the big boys
and just get away with anything.
Right. I hate that. I can't stand that because it takes me back to when I was a kid and my little brother, would hit me and then I would sock him one back and then he would go cry to mom.
Right.
It's the same thing. If you want to step into the ring, let's go.
Right.
I'm not going to, because if a girl punches me in the face, it's going to feel like a piece of paper, unless it's Ronda Rousey.
Sure.
It's going to feel like a piece of paper, and I'm going to try to get away from that as soon as possible.
Oh, okay.
But if it's...
So, like, if Brittany started just wailing on you and just, like, to the face, and then to, like, the boob, and then just, like, and then did, like, some kind of uppercut type thing, you would just, like...
I'm getting the fuck out of there.
You just run away?
Oh, yeah.
What are you, a coward? You won't
fight
your girlfriend?
If you want to call me that, sure. But
you won't fight your girlfriend?
I don't want to go to jail. That's really what it boils down to.
What if you guys are out in the countryside?
On the countryside? Then,
sorry, Brittany. You're getting knocked
No.
No, Blake is a nice guy.
No, I would never dream of hitting my girlfriend.
I do all the time. I'm just kidding. Blake, I hate her.
Then you can take care of it for me.
Sure, of course. Dude, oh my gosh, Blake, if anyone was like trying to punch your boob and stuff, I'd be like, right in the face.
Would you, huh?
Yeah. No, honestly, it was kind of rough.
What would you do? Would you not step in in any situation?
You see, hold on. Let's some disclaimers here. So, growing up, I was very much a coward. I will admit it. I was like, any kind of confrontation, I was like, not with it. There have been multiple situations where we could talk to different people where it was time to, nut up or run away, and I chose to not do anything. I didn't run away. I was there. It's not like whatever, but I definitely wasn't ready to like get my ass beat or try and beat someone's ass. I think it was the aggression that I had, and it was kind of, and I guess you can kind of relate it to like competition and stuff like that. I didn't really like being in competitions. I always liked playing on the same team. Obviously, if it's the other people, sure, let's try it. But like, friends and stuff, I never liked playing one-on-one stuff against friends, just because that's why I didn't like that. But anyways, so now, fast forward to now, I think I've definitely found it to myself to take that step and to intervene and do something. So, like, Blake, if you were, getting into a tussle or whatever, then I'd be like, all right, we'll let you do your thing. But then the same situation, yes, I'll jump in if some other guy tries to try and punch you from the back or whatever.
I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Good. I would hope so. I hope that would never happen. Right, and if I'm going to be honest,
it won't. I promise.
Well, good. Thank you, Blake.
Because I'm not going to put myself in a situation like that.
Oh, okay. What if some guy was being really mean to your mama?
I think my mom, first of all, could take care of that. But
no, but you're out in the countryside.
Oh, am I?
He's like, your mama's
so
stinky.
me and my mom are out getting dinner, and some guys
just like you're out in the countryside, and then some guys like, that's the best where cops won't get involved. Okay, Blake, okay. You're in deep Dallas, okay, and some guys like your mama. And then you're like, "What about my mama?"
That's not worth getting in a fight over.
Oh, really?
No. If somebody talks shit, it's not worth getting a fight.
You don't find yourself, because
I'll get mad, but I won't fight anybody for that. No.
You'll get irritated.
Some guys think that merits a fight, but I don't.
Why do people think that? Why do you think?
It's a pride thing.
Okay.
So you don't want to be disrespected for a second. You don't want to live with the feeling of anger or frustration or guilt for a day or two, and then shrug it off and say that guy was a piece of shit. It doesn't matter. Because think about what life is like. You're going to be dealing with assholes forever. That's basic. That's what comes with your basic set of rules for life.
Well, I also think it's also, some people just don't have the ability to think in the moment. So like kind of to play off like with me in terms of not being able to reason in the moment, when I'm saying, no, your mama is stinky face. Like, some people will, their immediate reaction to solve anything would be violence or some type of just knee-jerk reaction. That's what they go with instead of trying to process it. So I think it's interesting that like you can go your whole life living like that, and then you end up in your 40s or whatever, 40s and 50s, and you're still like this kind of always just knee-jerk, because I feel like you'd get yourself in trouble, or like
you do, but some people just don't care. It's a self-control thing. It's leaving your pride at the door.
Some people just don't think it's worth leaving at the door. Some people just aren't willing to part with it
because they think being prideful is, bringing a violent situation that didn't need to be had. Some people think it's probably their ego. It's trying to be the big man on campus and show who's boss. It's almost instinctual. Guys, that's what we do. We want to be the big man on campus, and we want to, buff out our chest and show who's alpha. But that's not what makes you a man nowadays.
Well, sure.
So,
but do you think possibly it could be for compensation of something, where you're going to react this way and say,
yeah,
oh no, I'm going to beat you up because you said my mom's stinky because she actually is stinky or something like that?
Sometimes, yeah. Like if somebody were to call, like I've actually seen this where a guy that was at a frat house and some dude was talking about how, oh yeah, well, your girlfriend said you had a little dick, and then bam, fight.
Really?
Straight up fight.
Wow.
Which, like, if you boil it down, like, now you just prove to everybody that you got a small dick.
Right.
So why would you, like, why not just make it a joke? Like, just leave it be. It's not worth you getting your ass kicked. It's not worth the cops essentially potentially being called. Like, there's so many consequences for your actions nowadays that it's just not worth it. Being a man nowadays is is so much more than just fighting nowadays.
So when did you learn that lesson, Blake?
Probably high school, freshman year of high school, when I found out that I wasn't, because I was an angry kid, and so freshman year of high school, I found out that I wasn't going to be the badass that I thought I was, that every freshman thinks they are.
Sure.
And I got bullied, and so I found out that if you can be funny, you can,
Work around it.
diffuse a situation, and then it blossom into, what my dad too was like. I recognize this from one of the stories that my dad was telling me, was when Trent, my little brother, was at a baseball game, and one of the coaches from the other team called my little brother a fat ass.
Wow.
And your knee-jerk reaction is to go over there and beat the coach's ass.
Right.
And then my dad, after the game, calmly walked over and said, "Hey, what did my son say to you?" And the coach was like, "Well, who's your son?" And my dad goes, "The fat ass."
Oh.
And the coach said, "Oh, hold on. He was doing this." And my dad was like, "Nah, what did my kid say to you that made you call him that?"
Sure.
And the coach was like, "Oh, nothing. He was just giving signs." And my dad was like, "Okay, got it. Appreciate it." And he walked away. So that diffused the situation. That probably made the guy feel like a shithead. Sure. Like boiling it down to, why did I call that kid a fat ass? Mm-hmm. Why did I call an 8-year-old a fat ass? And, that did more than, getting the cops called on you for fighting a guy over some words.
Right. But and I guess kind of the note that we'd want to end on is just, I find that so difficult to master. Mm-hmm. I think it takes a really long time, and even now, I don't think I've come close to mastering it, because I'm not trying to like branch off into another existential conversation, but a while back, I was just trying to contemplate about life and like figure out where I am and what I want and stuff like that, and it came to the conversation of how do people deal with anger? Okay. And if you want to give your 2 cents on this, is it we get to a point where things don't anger you anymore, or you still have that anger, but you're able to deal with it? Because my thing is, I still have that anger. There are still some things that people will do that will just piss me off, or it's totally unrealistic, unreasonable things, or just in some situations where the anger is justified. I have that anger. But can you get to a point of self-control where you don't get that? Anger is not invoked.
You can.
You think, okay, so you do think you,
because that's where I'm at.
Or just you.
Don't get me wrong. The stuff that does anger me, it really pisses me off. But if somebody were to make fun of me after years and years of immediately making a joke about myself first, that's always where I go to. Like, I work with, because I'm the rookie at work, I work with everybody, and all they do is give me shit all day long. So what my immediate reaction is to make a joke back at them, or say, "Oh yeah, I have," or blah blah blah, "I have done this, this, and this."
Do you think you can ever get to a point where you completely eliminate anger?
No.
Where it's not even...
No, that's not human. Then you're like Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg is a robot, but...
You're right.
Yeah, I guess
I think you need to understand the potential that you have. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you realize that there's something deep and dark inside every single person, you understand the potential for the mayhem that you can cause. Like, you can be really fucking bad. You can be really evil. You can hurt a lot of people. Yeah. And until you realize that and see the potential in that, it humbles you. You remember that, oh my God, yeah, I can do all of this stuff. What am I going to do? Am I going to become that, or am I going to feed this other part of me that is going to make my life happier?
Well, you see, I don't know. I guess, and I don't think it's unrealistic to try and live a life of just essential, total tranquility where things just don't anger you. You don't get angry.
You can try. Yeah.
You're able to, everything just brushes off, and it's just, you're a rock, it's water, it just,
something to strive for, but it's also, I think, impossible unless you're a Buddhist monk that's lighting himself on fire in the Vietnam War. Like, it's
I think you have your history mixed up.
Which war was it? Where the guy lit himself on fire to protest?
Vietnamese Buddhists?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or a Shaolin monk or something. He lit himself on fire and protest, yeah.
Really?
You've never seen that?
No, not at
Oh,
all.
well, I'll show you that in a few.
Okay.
Anyway, you can, other than those outliers, I think you need to have that anger and that frustration because there's something poetic about it, something that you need to understand what other people go through. It's something that you need to evaluate your own, problems and issues and become a better person for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. One last thing I want to end on, just a parallel statement, and I do agree with what you're saying, and so that's why I'm bringing up the quote. How does it go? It's okay to be sad because then you know when happiness comes.
Amen.
Something like that.
Yep.
So, anyways, that is the One More podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. I think I forgot to do an intro again. But that's life because Blake is stupid.
You son of a bitch.
Just fight on the podcast. Take that, Blake. Boom. Ooh, yeah, I kicked you in the face. Ooh, dude, I'm doing a 360 uppercut.
Oh, Blake is knocked out.
Dude,
oh, God. He's on the ground.
Dude, yes, I win. For the record, I have won the fight. Anyways, everybody, have a great... Oh, by the way, like, comment, subscribe, do things, comment. Do you guys get angry? I'm so bad at, these outros.
What pisses you off the most?
Yeah,
how do you deal with your anger?
Yeah. Also, what else did we talk about on this podcast?
Fighting.
Well, other than that,
would you step in if somebody?
Oh yeah,
was
are you
your ass whooped?
Are you?
Would you talk to random people at a house party?
Yeah, just literally anything that.
Would you go trophy hunting in Montana or whatever?
Yeah, just answer it, like and subscribe, and just come on, man. I need a conversation, please. I need a conversation, man. Please.
He doesn't want to talk to Keith.
I don't want to talk to Keith anymore. Anyways, have a great day, night, or whenever you're listening to this podcast. Peace. And that is the end of the show. I really hope you enjoyed it. Just remember, this thing is sponsored by Haven Cottage Event Center, and I am making up the words as I sing this song, but make sure to give them a call or an email if you want to do something that is small or medium. And that's about it. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
This is the end song. It is now over.